To announce that Mr. Nelson Mandela will be released at the Victor Verster prison on Sunday, the 11th of February at about 3 p.m.
Surely rise again. Oh, Nelson Mandela. Weep no more. You will surely rise again. Oh, Nelson Mandela. Weep no more. Weep no more. You will surely rise again. You will surely rise again. Weep no more. You will surely rise again. Oh, Nelson Mandela. Weep no more. Weep no more. You will surely rise again. You will surely rise again. Weep no more. You will surely rise again. Oh, Nelson Mandela. Oh, Nelson Mandela. You will surely rise again. Lion from the mountain. You are the lion from the mountain. You are the lion from the mountain. Oh, Nelson Mandela. You are a very strong fighter. You are a beautiful fighter. You are a very strong fighter. You will surely rise again. Oh, Nelson Mandela, as I mention you today, but the people run away. They are running from the truth, which is written in the book. You will surely rise again. Oh, Nelson Mandela, we are waiting for the day.
Rolihlahla Nelson Mandela was born on 18th July 1918 at Mashe in the Umtata district of the Transkei Reserve. Rolihlahla is a Xhosa word meaning stirring up trouble. It was as if fate had chosen his name.
Many years ago, when I was a boy brought up in my village in the Transkei, I listened to the elders of the tribe telling stories about the good old days before the arrival of the white man. Then the country was ours in our own name and right. We occupied the land, the forests, the rivers. We extracted the mineral wealth beneath the soil and all the riches of the beautiful country. There were no classes, no rich or poor, and no exploitation of man by man. All men were free and equal. And this was the foundation of government.
Ini na tole romi. Wai wona pungu baba parusepa. Wona pungu iri kumusha huko. Wona pungu iri parusepa. Wona pungu iri kumusha yue. Aye iwe wona na tole romi. Aye iwe wona na tole romi. Aye iwe wona na tole romi. Inga zvenyo makagarika mune dzimba dzine moto. Inga zvenyo makagarika munofamba nemotokari. Inga zvenyo makagarika munogara mutaundi. Inga zvenyo makagarika munodya rinopisa. Inga zvenyo makagarika mune mari muhomwe. Inga zvenyo makagarika mune pekurara. Vanoona pungu baba paruzevha. Wona pungu baba kumusha. Wona pungu baba paruzevha. Wona pungu baba pamushapo. Aye iwe wona na tole romi. Aye iwe wona na tole romi. Aye iwe wona na tole romi. Wakazvinzwa here kuti mbuya vakashaya? Wakazvinzwa here kuti mai vakashaya? Wakazvinzwa here kuti mukoma vakashaya? Wakazvinzwa here kuti baba vakashaya? Wakazvinzwa here kuti mvura haichanaya? Wakazvinzwa here kuti minda yakapera? Iyo pungu baba paruzevha. Wona pungu baba kumusha uko. Aye iwe wona na tole romi.
South Africa, and following the recent election of Dr. Malan, the members of his new cabinet face the camera. Dr. Malan himself holds the important office of Minister for External Affairs in addition to the premiership, and now with his government faces the grave task of guiding the destiny of his people.
Apartheid, of course, is a name which was used by us to describe a change from the old idea of just segregating people. We wanted to indicate something very good. The moment the development of a free black state starts, it might be said that the Europeans settled there will be partners. But it doesn't take very long as the development goes on before the black man says, this is my country. And in that I wish to rule. You are welcome here as white people. You can be most useful to us. But this is our country. And there's no doubt about it. If in South Africa, the white man allows any form of partnership to develop, it will mean the gradual giving away of the country he has settled for so many years.
But the new parliament of 1948 contained no African MPs. These had never been permitted in South Africa. In their place were white MPs whose job was to represent African aspirations. These MPs reported to a body called the Native Representative Council. It was only at this level that any Africans were permitted to take part in the political process of the country.
We have been asked to cooperate with a toy telephone. We have been speaking into an apparatus which cannot transmit sound, and at the end of which there is nobody to receive the message. Like children, we have taken pleasure at the sound of our own voices.
Since its formation in 1912, the African National Congress had pursued moderate policies. It had put forward demands and resolutions. It has sent delegations to the South African government and the British Parliament in the belief that African grievances could be settled through discussion and that Africans could advance gradually to full political rights. But in 1944, a group of young Africans in the ANC formed the Youth League. Amongst the founding members were Oliver Tambo and Walter Sisulu. Nelson Mandela was appointed secretary.
There was a feeling that they were going very slowly. They were not militant enough. Now, as the Youth League grew, it became more influential, and this difference became sharper and sharper between the Youth League, who wanted to see action, and the older people who were reasoning their way forward.
So in 1949, the Youth League drew up a plan of action in which they called for a new method of protest, direct action. Only strikes, non-cooperation, and boycotts could bring about drastic change in South Africa. And moreover, the Youth League believed this should be led by the Africans themselves. Youth League had been hoping to put their plan of action to the next ANC conference. But in May 1950, a stay away from work was called in protest at the banning of 3 union leaders and at the soon-to-be-passed Suppression of Communism Act. On May 1st, 1950, over 70% of Africans stayed away from work throughout South Africa. The Youth League refused to support the stay away, angry that their methods were being taken away from them. At a May Day rally in Johannesburg, police dispersed the crowd using guns. 18 African workers were shot dead. This day changed Mandela's life. He saw the violence of the police, and he saw the strength of support for the stay away from the African workers. From now on, there was more and more cooperation between the anti-apartheid groups of all races.
Homeless, homeless, we moonlight sleeping on the midnight lake. Homeless, we homeless, we moonlight sleeping on the midnight lake. And we are homeless, we are homeless, we moonlight sleeping on the midnight lake. And we are homeless, 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 we moonlight sleeping on the midnight. Inhlisiyo yami, inhlisiyo yami, inhlisiyo yami, amakhaza sengibonile mina, inhlisiyo yami, angibulela amakhaza, angibonile mina, inhlisiyo yami. Angibonile mina, inhlisiyo yami, strong wind, destroy our homes. Many dead tonight could be strong wind, strong wind, strong wind. Many dead tonight could be you, and we are homeless, homeless, moonlight sleeping. We are homeless, we are homeless, we are homeless, moonlight sleeping on a midnight lake. Homeless, homeless, we moonlight sleeping on a midnight lake. Somebody sing, somebody sing, hello, hello, hello. Somebody sing, somebody cry, why? Somebody sing, somebody sing, hello, hello, hello. Somebody sing, somebody cry, why? Somebody sing. Little man, little man, yes, I'm all alone. Little man,
defiance campaign continued to grow until by the end of October, over 8,500 volunteers had been arrested. After some months, the government succeeded in halting the campaign, but by now, cooperation between the ANC and other organizations had been irreversibly strengthened and would result 3 years later in the Congress Alliance and its celebrated manifesto, the Freedom Charter.
The whole country was covered with a questionnaire which was discussed at small meetings so that the organizers explained what we were all about. They explained that we had this apartheid system which had thrown the country into a state of turmoil, which had descended with tremendous violence upon the black peoples, which had agitated many whites. What do we do about this? The African National Congress is fighting for freedom, for a different kind of South Africa. But what sort of South Africa should that be? What would you like to see?
What's the matter, people? Solidarity. Solidarity. Everybody wants the same thing, don't they? Everybody wants a happy end. They wanna see the game on Saturday. They wanna be somebody's friend. Everybody wanna work for a living. Everybody wants their children warm. Everybody wants to be forgiven. They want a shelter from the storm. Look at me, I ain't the enemy. We walk on common ground. We don't need to fight each other. What we need, solidarity. Oh, solidarity. Solidarity. Oh yeah, solidarity. Nobody likes to ask for money. Nobody likes to play the clown. Nobody likes to wait in a long line. Nobody likes being pushed around. Everybody wants a family protected. They wanna express themselves. Everybody wants to live forever. Look at me, I ain't the enemy. Don't believe everything you hear. This is no time to fight each other. What we need, solidarity. Solidarity. Oh, solidarity. Hey, people! Everybody wants the same thing down there. Everybody wants a happy end. They wanna see the game on Saturday. They wanna be somebody's friend. Everybody wants the same thing down there. Everybody wants a happy end. They wanna see the game on Saturday. They wanna be somebody's friend. Everybody wants to work for a living. They wanna keep their children warm. Everybody just want to be forgiven. They want a shelter from the storm. What we need, solidarity.
Maibuye, Africa, makapele amapasi, sitoli kululeko. Maibuye, Africa, makapele amapasi, sitoli kululeko.
Sobokwe ufuna majoni amajoni ase Afrika 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 amajoni Sobokwe ufuna majoni
beginning of a new era, the era of the Republic of South Africa. The onslaughts which may be made against us will not be made against our form of government. If ever it does come, it would be an onslaught on the existence of our nation and our way of life as we know it. And that we must protect with all that is in our power. To that we must devote ourselves.
There are many people who feel that the reaction of the government to our stay at home, ordering a general mobilization, arming the white community, arresting 10,000s of Africans, the show of force throughout the country, notwithstanding our clear declaration that this campaign is being run on peaceful and non-violent lines, close the chapter as far as our methods of political struggle are concerned. There are many people who feel that it is useless and futile for us to continue talking peace and non-violence against a government whose reply is only savage attacks on an unarmed and defenseless people. And I think the time has come for us to consider, in the light of our experiences in this stay at home, whether the methods which we have applied so far are adequate.
Until the color of a man's skin is of no more significance to the color of his eyes. How can't you say war? And until the basic human rights are equally guaranteed to all without regard to race, that is your war. But until that day, the dream of lasting peace, world citizenship, and the rule of international morality will remain but a fleeting illusion to be pursued, but never attained. Well, everywhere is war. It's a war. And until the ignoble and unhappy regime that holds our brothers in Angola. Far in the east, far in the
The government set out not to treat with us, not to heed us, not to talk to us, but rather to present us as wild, dangerous revolutionaries, intent on disorder and riot, incapable of being dealt with in any way save by mustering an overwhelming force against us and the implementation of every possible forcible means, legal and illegal, to suppress us. Whatever sentence your worship sees fit to impose on me for the crime for which I have been convicted before this court, may it rest assured that when my sentence has been completed, I will still be moved to take up again, as best I can, the struggle for the removal of injustices until they are finally abolished once and for all. Amandla!
Osusigalali Africa, Manipagamiso Pondolayo, Iva Imitandazo Yetu, Kosi Sigalela, Kosi Sigalela.
Brothers and sisters who died over 400 years has washed away our pain and strengthened our heart. Now we turn back the tide. We will no longer hear your command. We will seize the control from you and me. We will fan the flame of our anger and pain. You feel ashamed for what you do in God's name.
It is not true that black enfranchisement of all will result in racial domination. Political division based on color is entirely artificial, and when it disappears, so will the domination of one color group by another. The ANC has spent half a century fighting against racialism. When it triumphs, it will not change that policy. This then is what the ANC is fighting. Their struggle is a truly national one. It is a struggle of the African people, inspired by their own suffering and their own experience. It is a struggle for the right to live. During my lifetime, I have dedicated myself to this struggle of the African people. I have fought against white domination, and I have fought against black domination. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and achieve, but if needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die.
Fight for the right to be free, and we will build our own society. And we will sing, we will sing, we will sing our war song.
Well, I am slightly relieved. It could have been far worse than this. In fact, my people and I expected death sentences for all the accused. I shall never lose hope, and my people shall never lose hope. In fact, we expect that the work will go on.
His home, sits gently in his rocking chair, gazing at this land he owns. And there he sees his memories, and there his past. And there he smiles his grim smile, strokes his gun and swears he'll make it last. Someone brings a whiskey, someone serves the meal, like there's someone in the township, in the mines and in the fields. Someone at the graveyard, someone with their tears, someone who can't forget the freedom lost these 100 years. Oh man, you can boast about the gun that's by your bed. Oh man, you can tell me how you're good for all your Kafirs yet. And your guns can fire, and your prisons fill, and your yards are rope for hanging still. But your guns can shoot and never hit the sky. And there's no rope as long as time.
Kinda me kai kadwange, sore mandende ye. Kinda me kai kadwange, sore mandende ye. Iye, sore mandende ye. Iye, sore mandende.
9 children in one family, 9 zones of wars. Nomzamo in 1960, already a victim of the country's laws. Well, I see laws, but why dignify the shambox and the slammed cell doors? In 20 years they gave 19 sentences. One people, one cause. One people, one cause. Nomzamo. Nomzamo. Her name means trial, but how often can you take the stand? Nomzamo was left glued in Brandford, waiting 20 years for one touch of his hand. But in touch and in the face of the Robben Islands and the bleak Paul's Moors, I see separate and I see development, but I see one people, one cause. One people.
Sometimes you talk of reasons, economy and cause. Sometimes you'll even talk of changes, though he claps the gun and he talks of laws. But power ain't this old man's gift, and freedom's no reform. The old man made the history, and the history's made of war. Old man, you can boast about the gun that's by your bed. Oh man, you can tell me how you could for all your Kafirs yet. And your guns can fire, and your prisons fill, and your yards are rolled for hanging still. But your guns can shoot and never hit the sky. And there's no rule as long as time. superiamo no kana no sencho sin gamba sin faida kakuna saweta Nelson Mandela Africa benera kenuarufi tefuna.
Agitators who do not cease their activities immediately will be prevented from continuing with it by being placed in detention in terms of the Internal Security Acts. Similar steps will be taken in respect of manipulators who send out others while they themselves remain in safety out of the public eye. Strong police units will be on hand to deal with any person who may try to cause a disturbance on Tuesday or on any other day. These units will have instructions to protect law-abiding citizens and property at all costs, and to do so with all the means at their disposal. No disorder will be tolerated.
The Soweto riots are not an isolated incident. As a matter of fact, we don't even regard them as Soweto riots as such, but a national disaster. It is the beginning of what we have always warned the nationalist, racist government about.
Out of this blast furnace, rising sparks, and gems and will and soar into the red-hot meat. These, the embers of Soweto, igniting the ice at Mamelodi, inflaming the hearts at Guguletu, burning like wildfire the Pontenhavel, winging with incandescent embers, warrior cry, and will and soar with the collapsing child, ignites the triumphant freedom guns. Mother!
Quiet, Zimbabwe.
This is Radio Freedom, the voice of the African National Congress, South Africa's time-tested revolutionary movement, born of the people into the front line, to spearhead the people's struggle for the seizure of power from the oppressors, a product of the battles of the African continent for liberation.
Nelson Mandela. Free, 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 Nelson Mandela.
But his mind is still free. Are you so blind that you cannot
to change the constitution so that colored and Indian South Africans who do not have political rights acquire such rights without harming the rights of freedom and self-determination of white minorities? That is the question.
And now I come to the black people. Because I want to deal with them, I understand that there is a point made that as far as the black people are concerned, they have no say in this constitution, and that is why some people must say no. Now I want to tell you that the black communities in South Africa, the black nations, they have advanced very much further constitutionally than both the coloureds and the Indians. Some of them acquired independence. No, how can you say that they're a banana republic? How can you say that? How can you say that if they are...
These are three little words that express so eloquently our seriousness in the struggle. The first word is the word all. We want all of our rights, not just some rights. We want not just a few token handouts here and there that the government sees fit to give. We want all of our rights. The second word is the word here. We want all of our rights, and we want them here in a united, undivided South Africa. And the third word is the word now. We want all of our rights, and we want them here, and we want them now.
Who will be excluded totally will say that we have tried everything, and the only way we will be able to get our own place under the sun in South Africa is to resort to violence. And I think that the yes vote on November the 2nd is the beginning of the bloodbath.
Today, on this day that symbolizes I love you, this Valentine's Day, I, yes, will become a conscientious criminal for world equality, but yes, against any oppression, segregation, against apartheid.
As we drove into Harare the other night, I think the first thing I was struck by was its familiarity. It appeared sort of as a larger version of the town that I grew up in. And I realized that the racism that not long ago oppressed the people of Zimbabwe, and that as we speak brutalizes and attempts to crush the spirit and freedom of the people of South Africa, has its shadow image on the streets of my own hometown and my own country. There are no past laws, But a young black man walking through a wealthy white neighborhood will inevitably be stopped and questioned by the police. There is no systematic apartheid, but we segregate our underclass in the ghettos of every major city in an economic apartheid.
Have you heard about your head? Somebody say, what's the word? Tell me, brother, have you heard about your head? Sing all the words, it's all right, don't let me do it. And tell me that our brothers over there, fuse working in behind. I already messed up the words, you see, I needed your help. We don't know for sure because the news we get is up and down on the head. Yes, I hate it when the blood starts flowing, but I'm glad to see resistance. Go ahead, somebody say, what's the word? Tell me what have you heard about your head and bird? Somebody say, what's the word? Tell me what have you heard about your head and bird? Tell me that our brothers are over there. Working in behind. That's the second verse. That's the one that's they may not know for sure that they need to know we're on their side full time. Yeah, now, sometimes just to bring misunderstanding is but deep in my heart. I'm debating. Somebody say, what's the word? Tell me what have you heard? Got your head and bread. A lot of people talking, they say, well, what are you? And I know that they're struggling over there, that ain't gonna free me. Not entirely here. Yeah, but we've all got to be struggling. Say, if we wanna be free, we just wanna be free, 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 say.
It's time for the truth. If we oblige, there's only
There can be no peace without justice. And where there is apartheid, systematic or economic, there is no justice. And where there is no justice, there is only war! Absolutely! Say it again!
We are not fighting against Angola. We are not fighting against the Angolan people, the security forces of Angola. Our target, our enemy is SWAPO. Therefore, whenever we have to cross the border in hot pursuit operations, in follow-up operations, we, in planning our operations, clearly distinguish between targets where we have got SWAPO as the enemy, or where we might have interference from FOPLA, or where we might have caused casualties or damage to the local population or the infrastructure of Angola.
South Africa. Cause too many children dying down there when big people just no care. Free South Africa. Free South Africa. Cause everybody need them human rights. The youths are now prepared to fight. Free South Africa. You better free South Africa. Illegal occupation is killing this my nation. Our full-time operation must be getting liberation. We don't want no sellout, token gestures from the West. Cause right now we are demanding freedom, because freedom is the best. We don't want no more tribulation, and I curse this situation. See right now, as we are fight for self-determination. Freedom! South Africa must be free. Don't talk to them, that is illegal. Don't be them friend, that is illegal. No matter if you're black or if you are white. No apartheid, no apartheid. Don't play with them, that is illegal. Do not trade with them, that is illegal. No matter if you're Church of Christ or Methodist. No racist, no racist. Free South Africa. Free South Africa. Cause too many children dying down there when big people just no care. Free South Africa.
There is incontrovertible evidence of an orchestrated attempt by forces from beyond their borders, joined by radical elements inside the country, to politicize certain target groups for their own purposes. These purposes include, firstly, making South Africa ungovernable, and secondly, bringing about a revolutionary situation.
Hundreds of people have been murdered in the streets. We have been killed without provoking anybody. People dying like rats. I feel something burning inside. No amount of intimidation, jail, banishment, house arrest will stop the people from marching to freedom today. Revolution, revolution.
Revolutionary situation. Revolutionary situation.
South Africans' problems will be solved by South Africans and not by foreigners.
I believe the results that we've had in this constructive engagement with South Africa justifies our continuing on that score.
I am fearful that we are on the brink of a catastrophe. You can kill me. I sacrifice myself. You can shoot me. But one bullet will mean the prolonged struggle that will take place.
Thus far, the government has shown the utmost patience. However, I cannot ignore the insistence of all responsible South Africans, especially of the majority of black communities, who ask that conditions are normalized and that they are granted the full protection of the law to continue their normal life in South Africa. Against this background, the government has, in terms of the Public Security Act, Act 3 of 1953, decided to proclaim a state of emergency in the following ministerial districts. Before I name the districts, I just want to say that the proclamation authorizing this measure was signed by me this morning and will be effective as from midnight today.
Bring about a revolutionary situation.
basis of one man, one vote.
My father says, I am a member of the African National Congress. My father says, I am not less life-loving than you are. My father says,
It is useless and futile for us to continue talking peace and non-violence against a government whose reply is only savage attacks.
my father says, I will return.
I'm very, very confident that he will come back. He and all the other leaders in prison, all the other leaders in exile, they will come back and serve their people. My husband's imprisonment, he dismisses as a slight inconvenience, you know. He knows he will come back to lead us.
My father says, I am a member of the African National Congress. I have always been a member of the African National Congress, and I will remain a member of the African National Congress until the day I die. I am not less life-loving than you are. But I cannot sell my birthright, nor am I prepared to sell the birthright of the people to be free.
Viva Mandela!
I am in prison as a representative of the people and of your organization, the African National Congress, which was banned. What freedom am I being offered whilst the organization of the people remains banned? What freedom am I being offered when I may be arrested on a past offense? What freedom am I being offered to live my life as a family with my dear wife, who remains in banishment in Brandfort? What freedom am I being offered when I must ask for permission to live in an urban area? What freedom am I being offered when I need a stamp in my pass to seek work? What freedom am I being offered when my very South African citizenship is not respected? Only free men can negotiate. Prisoners cannot enter into contracts. My father says, I cannot and will not give any undertaking at a time when I and you, the people, are not free. Your freedom and mine cannot be separated. I will return. Amanda!
think, to call upon us at this stage to abandon our struggle, which is what it means if you say abandon violence, to leave the people defenseless against the terrorism of the state, to tell the people to trust these who have been dealing with them for 350 years in the way they know, in the hope that when we get round the table, they will promise us something more, give us another toy telephone. I think he's expecting too much.
It was 25 years to take that man away. Now the freedom moves in closer every day. Wipe the tears down from your saddened eyes. They say Mandela's free, so step outside. Mandela Day. Ooh, Mandela's free. It was 25 years ago this very day. Held behind four walls all through night and day. Still the children know the story of that man. And we know what's going on right through your land. 25 years ago.
Just where you stand. Can't forever go on blaming Lord one man, and every day you're still shaking his hand. Sanctions suggested by many to help. What is the good of that? When you still go on trading every day behind the world's back.
The white devils up above have been in power long enough. People now seize the time. They must pay for the crimes in South Africa. The truth is freedom often comes at the end of a gun. And though the truth will hurt some, they must fight till they won in South Africa. Apartheid, it must die. Its end cannot come too soon. Apartheid, it must die. Its end cannot come too soon. Apartheid, it must die. Its end cannot come too soon. Apartheid, it must die. Its end cannot come too soon. Apartheid, it must die. Its end cannot come too release all political prisoners and detainees unconditionally and refrain from imposing any restrictions on them. Lift all bans and restrictions on proscribed and restricted organizations. Remove all troops from the townships. End the state of emergency and repeal all legislation such as the Internal Security Act designed to circumscribe political activity. Cease all political trials and executions.
I have stated over and over again, and I repeat it here tonight, white domination in as much as it exists must come to an end. That is the goal of the National Party.
A vote for the state in these elections is a vote against the people. Do not vote against your own people. A vote for the state is a vote against your future. Do not vote against your future.
Can no longer be made to hide.
myself and my colleagues have been kept by the spirit of the people outside. It was the confidence which we had and the leadership which has been given by the people here that kept us. There was nothing that could ever depress us.
Nelson will say to the state president, I'm not coming out if the ANC is not unbanned and if the other political organizations remain restricted. There's no point in my going out at all.
The prohibition of the African National Congress, the Pan-Africanist Congress, the South African Communist Party and a number of subsidiary organizations is being rescinded. People serving prison sentences merely because they were members of one of these organizations or because they committed another offense which was merely an offense because a prohibition of one of the organizations was in force will be identified and released.
Congress and the South African Communist Party. It is not Mr. de Klerk.
In pursuance of my opening address to Parliament, I am now in a position to announce that Mr. Nelson Mandela will be released at the Victor Verster prison on Sunday, the 11th of February, at about 3 p.m.
Nelson Mandela, Nelson Mandela.
We thank God that He has heard our prayers and our leader has come out or is coming out tomorrow. And hallelujah, hallelujah, hallelujah,
hallelujah. As I say, it's the most wonderful news we have been waiting for. Perhaps this is the moment to thank the organizations, individuals, groups, governments, and all those who have campaigned for this day.
Amandla, Amandla, i-Afrika, hayibuye. Comrades and fellow South Africans, I greet you all in the name of peace, democracy and freedom for all. In conclusion, I wish to go to my own words during my trial in 1964. They are as true today as they were then. I quote, I have fought against white domination. And I have fought against black domination. I have cherished the ideal of a democratic and free society in which all persons live together in harmony and with equal opportunities. It is an ideal which I hope to live for and to achieve. But if needs be, it is an ideal for which I am prepared to die.
Admire me, I am the beats from the conga drums of Tabazimbi. I convey royal messages to the people. Listen to the rhythm, listen to the beats. From Congo River to the great ocean, I am like a telex of culture, flowing messages through the beatings of the drums. From frost land to cold land, I am the beats from the conga drums of Tabazimbi. Admire me, I am the beats from the drums of Tanzania, arousing the deeper thirst of freedom when man is hard like Pharaoh at heart, sucking the blood of blue-collar workers, condemning the sacred way of living, factories roaring till someday, a labor temple substituted a God temple. Wages cannot equal labor. Poverty created trenches in the bodies of men. Poverty holding down the splendors of mankind. Admire me, I am the beats from the drums of Tanzania. I am the conga drums placed in the borders of Luanda, uprooting the investment of hunger on earth, desolating institutions of tyranny by the dynamite of socialism. All streams shall lead to a common ocean, for the people shall share in the wealth of the country. This is the duplicate of the law in exile, the law that prevented men from the pitfall to tumble the people. In unity there is strength, in action there is victory. Admire me, I am the conga drums placed in the borders of Luanda. I am the roaring beats from the distant drums of Dar es Salaam, unfolding the scroll to the people, unveiling the law in exile, the law of comfort and security, the outgoing concern of the people, uprooting the roots of evil, perpetrated by beautiful angels of darkness against the angels of change. Admire me, I am the beats from the distant drums of Dar es Salaam. I am the drum beats from me. I revoke the spirit of the forefathers, the spirit that lambasted the foundations of plunder, the spirit that saved you from the jails of death. They can beat me, but not the mine. Even under the reign of terror, the land is still mine. My land is immovable. I am the best. Admire me, I am the best. From the drums of change.